Hello, everybody. How are we doing today? My name is Ellie Farrisi. I am the former founder of Bello, and I've spent the last 10 years of my life as an engineer building products for consumers. I'm currently leading the wallet infrastructure and embedded wallet team at Dynamic. Over the last 6 months at Dynamic, we've had 100+ different conversations with fintech providers and and payment companies interested to talk about stablecoins. And we started to notice a shift in the dialogue. Prior to 6 months ago, the questions that we were getting asked was, how do I take my fiat, convert it to stablecoin, maybe send it to somebody, and then really just convert it back from a stablecoin to fiat? And now we're seeing the dialogue shift. People are more interested in what they can do with their money once it's in a stablecoin that wouldn't be possible if it was just in a traditional fiat. So if you were to take one thing away from this conversation, it's that more people are interested in keeping their money on chains through stablecoins. And how do we know this? I have some pretty impressive numbers here behind me, as you can see. That 239 billion is actually up over 48% in the last year alone. Combine that with the total number of addresses, the on-chain volume, and you can see that this growth is skyrocketing. And so why is that? Combine the regulatory shift that's happened in the last several months with all of the infrastructure that you all out here today have been spending years of your lives building. We now have lightning-fast transaction speeds with stablecoins. We have the on-ramp and off-ramp providers. We have these cards, things to do like lending and borrowing that enable stablecoins to no longer just be this bridge to get it to some other country somewhere else, to off-ramp it. It is now the destination that you can do more with your stablecoins. So from these 100+ conversations that we've had, what we're really doing at Dynamic is listening to what is the key requirements to actually enable these companies to go and build with stablecoins. How can we enable them to bring their money on chain, hold it, and actually then start to use it? So if you're talking about bringing your money on chain, when Stripe decides that they want to enable crypto for their merchants, they made a clear bet that users should be able to transact on any chain using any wallet they want. With their integration with Dynamic, out of the box are access to all of the chains that everyone's familiar with, as well as over 500+ different wallet providers. So what is the takeaway with Stripe? Is that choice wins. Instead of them pigeonholing their customers and saying, hey, you can only transact on this chain that we decide, this token that we're the deciders over, they said, no, we're going to meet our customers and our merchants where they're at. So today, you could open up your Phantom wallet, click that Stripe link, and go buy that cup of coffee or that ice bath that might be in your checkout cart. So if you're talking about then how you hold it, holding it securely is the key part of this. So Dynamic works with Actual, which is a company that enables contractor payments globally. Like we said before, that's a big use of stablecoins, to be able to send money to people internationally. And Actual is allowing same-day invoicing from on-ramp and off-ramp. So when these contractors actually come, they're automatically provided with an embedded wallet from Dynamic, where they don't have to worry about the underlying holding of a private key or anything like that. And they're able to actually decide whether they want to off-ramp immediately or if they want to keep their money in a stable coin. And we're really seeing this shift globally with contractor payments or people who may be living in a nation where hyperinflation is impacting their currency far greater than it is probably for many of us here in the United States. And so to hold their payments, their funds in a different nation's currency via stablecoins has really enabled them to grow themselves. And so lastly, let's look at using it. For many of you here today, using crypto is not something that's a new concept, but through an application like DeFi app that's onboarded already over 300,000 users, they kind of do all of these things combined in one. They give you that on-ramp experience through a credit card or debit card, and then immediately you're gifted with an embedded wallet where, again, you don't have to worry about the private keys that you're storing. And now you can actually go do some stuff with it. So they built out this really unique, almost obfuscated like trading experience where you don't really need to know about the underlying technology of what's going on under the hood. There's even games and things like that that you can play as well. So what are the key takeaways from all of these conversations? Well, Web2 and crypto-native businesses are all talking about stablecoins. And really importantly here are those Web2 businesses. We've had conversations with nearly all of the major CEOs of fintech companies over the last 6 months, and the conversations are the same. They're all trying to figure out, how do we get into this market? How do we tackle stablecoins? Next is that the users want access to faster, safer money, which is exactly what is enabled by crypto. So if you're just building in that off-ramp where you think that people are just taking their money to get it off of crypto, you're actually missing the point. The value is staying on-chain. Next is that builders, in order to be building in this space, they need and want infra that scales. So if you are a neobank or you're a contract payments provider, you need infrastructure that scales with you. So that is what Dynamic is focusing on, and many of these other companies that are at this conference this weekend are also looking at. And lastly, this should not come as a shock to anybody here, but when the value stays on-chain, it unlocks new revenues, new markets, new products that can come from that, and then through that, you get new business models. So if you're building in the world of stablecoins, you can scan to come chat with us. Or if you want to nerd out on wallet infrastructure, MPC, embedded wallets, I'm your girl, come find me. Because this conversation around stablecoins is no longer a thing of when, it's happening now. So let's chat. Thank you, guys.